Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Dayo Dangbo able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. He'll take a shot here for Patton. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be because, essentially, he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Hurts. .153 remaining in this first half of play. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He'll take a shot here for Patton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Rosen. Got a man, it's Brown. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Rosen to throw on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And the Eagles will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or 2 to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. They'll keep it on the ground again here. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll go again with Sanders. They find some open field here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
They go play action with Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Throwing is Hurts. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
139 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Check Mike 11, check Mike 11. Right here, right here. Check!
Another run here with Dobbins.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check, crunch.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Rosen.
A swing pass here to Edwards.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Let's go. Hey, check. Corner. Crunch time, defense. Check 3.
On 3rd down, Rosen. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's Sam Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Running right, here's Sanders. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Sanders. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And it's not over yet as they're back within 2 scores. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is that...
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Man left, man left. 4 down, 4 down. Shift.
A handoff running left is Dobbins. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
The Ravens on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Here's Rosen to throw. Open man is Duvernay. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
Check Mike 11, check Mike 11. And we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now a handoff for Dobbins, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. He's to the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Bang, 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 bang. 31, check 31. Say. Middle.
Dobbins once more. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Ravens are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage. Tucker now to add the point after. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. After the sack on first down, Hurts airing it out deep for Smith. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Oh, Rosen's going to throw it. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now Rosen back into his end zone. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That'll be caught. Rager with it. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
You got three down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate.